Okay, folks, welcome to another Bible study here, and the lesson I have tonight for you is atheists. The best way to prove that God exists to them. Um, I'm just gonna, before I start, I want to give people a little bit more time to come in. So maybe. See, it's 7 right now, so at 7:03, we'll see. Like we'll get started then. Okay. So I just hope everybody having a great night tonight. Uh, Looking forward to this. Been wanting to do this for a while. Um, hmm. Oh, hey there, Wesley Curry the second. The Omnibar. Okay. Anyway, I think the best way. Okay, we have the best way to prove that God exists to them. I think of 3 ways you can prove to them that God exists. That's one. There's modern day prophecy, things that are happening today. Second, proof of the true Israelites, which is the so-called African American here, or if you're a descendant of slaves all over the world, that's a good way to prove it to them. There's some science involved too, and of course there's the 666 kingdom number. That one's really easy to prove. Uh, but of course we gotta show what's happening in modern day Gaza right here. So the Bible is being straightforward when it comes to Gaza. I mean, we see people whining. We see people whining in Gaza, like, oh, woe is Gaza, oh, poor Gaza, just whining and not realizing that they are under judgment because they enslaved the true Israelites, black, and they sold them to the Europeans, right? Just like the Bible said they would do, And in fact, there's still Arab slavery going on today of the Israelites, right? All over the Middle East, especially in Saudi Arabia, right? So, we got a doubter in here. Okay, so the Bible's being straightforward here. Now tell me if this isn't happening today, right? We got Zephaniah 2:4. It says, "For Gaza will be abandoned, and Ashkelon," that's a city in modern day Israel, "left in ruins. Ashdod will be driven out at noon, and Ekron will be uprooted. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, land of the Philistines." And the definition of Palestine just means, land of the Philistines, right? And so that's exactly what is happening right now. People up here whining and crying, "Oh, Gaza, somebody gonna do something." But you look, just recently, the guy that's occupying the White House now, he said he's gonna clear them out. And it's lining right up with what the Bible says, right? Gaza, like he says it right here, Gaza will be abandoned, and Ashkelon city, modern day Israel, left in ruins. Ashdod will be driven out at noon, and Ekron will be uprooted. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, land of the Philistines. And we know this is future prophecy. We know this is future prophecy because if you go to the Bible verse just before that prophecy is made here, is in Zephaniah 2:3, because it's talking about the judgment that's going to come on the earth, and God's talking to all the nations as He just unleashes His judgment on Gaza right now. He's calling out to all the nations right now, y'all. Here it says, "Seek the Lord, all you humble of the earth who carry out His justice. Seek righteousness, seek humility. Perhaps you will be sheltered on the day of the Lord's anger." And we know what God is talking about when He says the day of the Lord's anger. He's talking about Judgment Day, right? So we know that this can't be talking about Gaza in the past. This is what's happening to Gaza right now. Like, they're under judgment right now. It's very strange because a lot of them Palestinians up here in Dearborn, Michigan, in America, voted for this. Like, they voted for their own people's doom like this, just to spite black people. And look, now they're finding out about these white supremacists that they don't care about them. But that white supremacy can get so, I guess, so alluring to people that people are really selling out, for it. There's a lot of people that's just bending the knee to it. And we know who they are. We don't need to mention any names, but and we know they're the same ancient people because Joel 3:1 says at the beginning of this chapter is talking about future prophecy. Because it says in those days. Also, it talks about regathering the people the second time in verse 2. So, and right here it says, the Bible just keeps calling out Palestine. And yet the atheists like TYT and the Amazing Atheists and, and all those other rude atheists that won't even give you time to talk, and they sit up there controlling the narrative, and they be so hostile. What are you so hostile? Calm down, it's just amazing watching the Bible just come to life before our eyes. And so you just make sure y'all whenever y'all debating the atheists, just bring up Gaza. Like, it's a real easy one. First thing you should do is bring up Gaza. Like, to convince an atheist. I can't believe we are watching the Bible happen right before our eyes and people still don't believe. Like Wesley Curry here that just commented a second, right? They think they so smart. God is answering. I mean, you seeing what God is capable of. He said, when God tells you something's going to happen, it's going to happen. I mean, he's naming off these towns and cities and everything. And we got Zechariah 9:6 here. It says, and a bastard, which is talking about the modern day Ashkenazis that dwell in Israel, right? It says a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, it's a city of modern day Israel, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. Is that not happening right now, folks? Palestine is being cut off. See, take that, atheists. Take that, TYT. Take that, Kyle Kalinske from what's it? From Secular Talk. Take that. What about it, David Packman? All these atheists here. I mean, what do you got to say about this, huh? What do you have to say? We are watching the judgment on Palestine right now. Amos 1:6. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom. And Edom is Saudi Arabia, y'all. So, you know, Saudi Arabia is still enslaving the children of Israel right now. The real children of Israel. Amos 1:8, it says, and I will cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod, which is a city modern day Israel, and him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon, which means rulership. There's going to be them ruling. And I will turn my hand against Ekron, the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, saith the Lord. So they about to perish. And remember what God said, right? That when these things are happening, Yeshua, or some people like to call him Yahawashai, or the one they call Jesus, he's coming back, y'all. We're watching Gaza collapse right now, just like the Bible said, in great detail, calling them out by name, and they're under judgment for sure. And wouldn't you know it, if they look how they treated us with all this anti-black hatred, you know, and now look at them. Who would have thought that you sell out to white supremacy, you'll sell out your own people to white supremacy like this? It's amazing, right? And right here we have Genesis 9:27. It says, God shall patah, deceive Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. So we know the original Hebrew word is patah, which means deceive, right? So y'all can look it up if you don't believe me. Y'all can Google this on Google search engine. And y'all can see that the word, they usually have the word enlarged right there, but it's actually patah in Hebrew, and it means deceive. And we can see this is happening right now. So they're both technically under judgment. So I don't pick either side. I don't pick the Israeli side, and I don't pick the Palestinian side, right? It says, God shall patah, deceive Japheth. And so it's not worth it, y'all, to be losing your job over this. Don't pick a side, because they're both under God's judgment, or the one they call Yah's judgment, right? They're both under the judgment, right? It says, God shall patah, deceive Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem. But remember, Shem is Yah's chosen people, and Canaan shall be his servant. Now ask yourself, is Palestine not serving Japheth? Are they not getting that work from the sons of Japheth? They openly call themselves Ashkenazis, right? Oh, right now, Ashkenazi Jews, right? They openly call themselves that. And so see how easy, without, they don't know that they're telling off on themselves, right? Right here it says, okay, see, as you can see here, Ashkenaz. And it's clear as day, God says these are Gentiles. We got Gentiles dwelling in the land of Israel. Genesis, let's read through some of it here. Genesis 10:2-5. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshiach, and Tiras, and the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz. By these were the isles of the Gentiles, dividing their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families and their nations. So we have Genesis 9:27. You know, as you can see, sometimes I get it kind of confused because I be thinking like the Javan is Greeks and Kittim is Rome, and sometimes I think it's the other way around. And I have to admit, I get a little confused on that sometimes. But we all know though that they are under the same Father, though. That's the most important thing to know. So we know they are Gentiles, as clear as day. As Luke 21 verse 24 says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles till the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So the real Israelites are held captive all over the world, especially in Saudi Arabia, because they still practicing slavery, right? But we're still captive wherever we are in the world right now, amongst the heathen that we're constantly being persecuted, you know. And when we use the process of elimination, to help prove that, right? Because it proves that since we know that the Canaanites are the Palestinians that it's talking about up in here in Genesis 9:27, so all we gotta do is use the process of elimination here, and we know that the Palestinians Palestinians was who God is talking about in Genesis 9:27 here. So people can forget about this Esau being the white man thing, because it's not true. The white man is not Esau. It's Esau is in Saudi Arabia. So I don't want to get off subject, but I just want to say that right quick. And it then says, and then in Zephaniah 2:4-5, which means that would make Japheth the Ashkenaz and Shem the so-called Negro in Genesis 9:27. Okay, now this is number 2. We can prove that So whenever you're talking to an atheist, you can do this to prove that God exists, right? So you can just do these simple steps here. So the second step here is that we know who the Israelites are, because we're the Israelites. And first what you want to do here is go to loc.gov. Let's see if I can do that right quick. So if an atheist ever comes up to you and tells you to prove to him that God exists, of course, first mention the gods of prophecy, and then second, with all that, the substance that goes with that. And then the second thing you need to do is to mention who the true Israelites are, so it can't be denied. Because I had a video on my channel that showed who the real Israelites were, and I even changed the mind of an atheist before, and now he didn't even believe in the spirituality of God or anything, but now I got him that far. Now it couldn't be denied. He actually believes now. So I actually have proven to atheists that God is real, which is amazing. It's a miracle. And so I give all God the glory for that. Right? Okay, let's see. Let me see right quick. Okay. Okay, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all a neat trick. So, all right. So, oh hey, WWE fan, Dr. Pizza. So, glad you can join us, Dr. Pizza. As you can see, we got a non-believer here, an atheist. Let's see if we can change him, get him to change his mind a bit. Okay. So what you want to do here, folks? Oops, let me bring this down some. Okay, there we go. So what you want to do is go to loc.gov. Go to This is the official government website of Congress right here. So you can just show this to your atheists. So show this to an atheist that don't believe God exists. So okay, so we're at loc.gov here, right? Then what you want to do is, after you go to loc.gov, you want to type in the search engine Negro Land. So remember, this is what you do if an atheist tells you that there is no God. First, of course, like I mentioned before, go to what's happening in Gaza right now. That's a modern day prophecy that's happening right now in Zephaniah 1 through 5. Zephaniah chapter chapter 2 1 through 5. Anyway, and you just and after you do that, you go here after you get through talking about the substance of all the prophecies that's going to happen to Gaza. A good way on the second step is to show who the real Israelites are. So like I was saying, type Negro Land in the search engine. Hit enter. And what you want to do next, folks, is you click the second result here. Then you scroll down a bit. Click here on the map. Zoom in on the map. And you see Kingdom of Judah. Hold up. As you can see, you see Kingdom of Judah on the slave coast. So even the American government, not all, but a lot of the American government knows who the real Israelites are. So it's right there, lining up with Zephaniah 3:10 in the Bible, right? So we got the real children of Israel, the Kingdom of Judah, which are African Americans, or the Israelites, because it says Kingdom of Judah. This is the official. Remember, folks, this ain't no rogue website here. This is loc.gov. This is the official Library of Congress website right here, right? This ain't no rogue website, and then you got the Kingdom of Judah right here on the slave coast, showing that who the real Israelites are. Ain't that amazing? It's just seeing the Bible just come to life like this. All right. All right. Right now we're back here. So remember, just tell the snobby atheists this right here. Yeah. They always asking for proof and even science. And you can get a good way to start off is here with this. Remember, tell the atheists go to www. That's step one. LOC.gov. Then type Negroland in the search engine. Then click the second result that pulls up, which is the old Portuguese map of Africa. Zoom in on the west coast of Africa until you see Kingdom of Judah written on the slave coast. You got the transatlantic slave trade going on right here, lining up with Zephaniah 3:10 in the Bible. And it says, from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughters of my dispersed. He says, my dispersed, he's talking about the dispersed of Israel. That, when Israel got kicked out of their land, the real Israelites. And shall bring mine offering. Okay. Y'all excuse me right quick. Let's see. Y'all just give me a second right here. So, you still there, Dr. Pizza? Slave Coast, slave. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. Anyway, I was trying to look for another map, but for some reason the link ain't working right now. But there's also another map from Yale University. Y'all can try to look that up if you want to, where it says that the Jews are in. It said these are the Jews and that's wandering around in Africa. There's actually a map out there that shows it, that proves it. So, because remember, God promised to scatter the Jews, right? The real Israelites, and He scattered them into Africa, and so that's another map there that backs up what the other map I showed you. It said this area was peopled by the Jews, so y'all just be mindful of that, okay? So as you can see, to sum it up, Genesis 9:27, and when you add that to Zechariah 9:6, we know what's going on here. Ain't that right, atheists, right? It just can't be denied. It says, God shall patah, deceive Japheth, Ashkenaz, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, which is so-called black, and Canaan, Palestine, shall be his servant. And Zechariah 9:6 says, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, city of modern-day Israel, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. And that's exactly what's happening to Palestine right now. They're getting their pride cut off. Here's a map of Israel. We got Gaza. We got we got the West Bank here. We got the Gaza Strip. They talking about clearing that mug out right now too, just like the Bible says is gonna happen. And you can also add Zephaniah 2:5 along with Genesis 9:27, right? It says, the word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, land of the Philistines. So, and Duke University, and here's where science comes in, right? Because science is even backing this up. The atheists don't want to admit this, but there's science actually behind this. Excuse me. Both Duke University and Witwatersrand University did a study on the Limba tribe, right? And discovered that the Limba tribe had more DNA going back to ancient Israel than the general population, the Ashkenazi Jew population. And Harry Rosenberg himself agreed with the findings. Harry Rosenberg. He's very excited and enthusiastic about the fact that African Americans are Israelites. He actually said it from his own mouth that African Americans are Israelites. And he said he doesn't understand why more people ain't talking about this. He said, how come nobody's talking about this? Because Duke University, Witwatersrand University did a DNA study on the Limba tribe, because Limba tribe was saying, hey, we're Israelites out here in Africa. Come see about us. And they laughed. They thought, oh, man, ain't no way that they're Israelites. It's impossible. Right? And then so they went out there and they did the DNA study and stuff, thinking that they were just trying to have a free ride to live in modern day Israel, But then it turns out they found out that the Limba tribe had more Y chromosomes going back to ancient Israel than the general Jewish population. At 3 to 5%, the Limba had of the Y chromosome at 50%, compared to the lining right up with Genesis 10:1 through 5. And line up with Revelation 2:9 and Revelation 3:9, and we know that, and to prove that that who is an Israelite or not, you got to have the E1B1A in your DNA. You got, and African Americans have E1B1A, while the Africans from Africa have E1B1B, which means they're not the Israelites, right? And that's how we know that there ain't no way that the Latinos and Native Americans can possibly be Israelites, because they are sons of Spaniards, right? There's a lot of false doctrine out there saying that the Native Americans are Israelites and the Latinos are Israelites, and the Guatemalans and the Cubans and the Puerto Ricans. All that is not true. They're not Israelites. They're basically sons of white Spaniards. Common sense should tell you that, right? They do not have E1B1A in their in their blood. They just don't have it. In fact, Native Americans, it was discovered that they're actually Asian. They're Asian. They're not Israelites. The only reason they push that chart is because they want to sleep with their light-skinned women. A lot of those Pharisee camps out on the street, that's the only reason they push that false chart. So we have Revelation 2:9 here. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So there's only one people that's going around telling the world, hey, we're the Israelites, hey. And Yah is telling us that these people are not. They are the synagogue of Satan. And we have Revelation 3:9 saying the same thing. It says, behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and know that I love thee. So and the third thing you can do to prove to an atheist that what Yah is saying is true is going to Revelation 13:18 here. And it says in Revelation 13:18, so remember when you're talking to an atheist, let's review right quick. When you're talking to an atheist, what you want to do is first mention the modern day prophecy, number 1, talking about Gaza. Second, you want to prove who the real Israelites are using LOC.gov and Zephaniah 3:10, proving that the African Americans are Israelites. And then go further with the DNA and the science. That's said from Duke University and from Duke University and with Waterstrand University, mentioning the DNA, which saying that we're the Jews, that the so-called African American are Jews, with the E1B1A in their blood. And then we'll go to Revelation 13. It says, here is wisdom. So this is number 3, y'all. Number 3 is the 666 beast kingdom number. So whenever you talk to an atheist, make sure you remember to mention the 666 beast kingdom, right? In Revelation chapter 13:18, it says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And I've been over this a million times, and I'm going to tell you again. When we're thinking about 666, we often make the mistake of thinking that this the English way that is written in 666, like what it says in the Bible. That's not true. So you just got to ask yourself, what original text was the New Testament written in? It was written in Greek, right? So when John looked down and he saw the mark of the beast, the 666, this is what he would have saw. He would have saw an X right here, which means 600. He would have saw the snake with the scepter here, which means 60, and he would have saw this squiggly, this hook sword with a dot beside it as 6, right? And the original. So that's okay. And then, of course, here's more clarity right here, showing that the X 600, the X looks like a 600. Then we have the snake with the scepter looking like a 60. And then we got the 6 here with the dot under it, right? So make sure you show the atheist this. And since the atheists are so hard-headed and very arrogant, you're going to have to show them the Blue's Clues, because this is Blue's Clues preschool level. That anybody can figure this one out. It's so simple, right? So we have the Greek number 666, and we have in the name of Allah written in Arabic. Notice how they look exactly alike. They look exactly alike. So you see what Yah is telling us. He's telling us that Islam is the beast nation that's going to rule the earth. Because you got Arab Muslims wearing in the name of Allah the 666 on their foreheads and hands even now. And of course you can show, because a lot of times the atheists try to say, well, you can't pick one, you can't pick I mean, there's all these other different religions, you can't, how you can't prove that one is better than the other. Oh, yes, we can. Because did you know that the Quran and the Bible line up with each other, definitely. And the Bible shuts them down completely, because it was the Bible that came before the Quran, right? And we have Quran Surah Ayat 82 talking about the beast. And it says, and when the word is fulfilled concerning them, we shall bring forth a beast out of the earth to speak unto them, because mankind had not faith in our revelations, right? So it says that in the Quran Surah Ayat 82. So, and that's lining up with Revelation 13:15, because remember the Quran Surah Ayat 82 says that a beast gonna come out the earth and speak. Well, Revelation 13:5 says a beast gonna come out the earth and speak, because it says Revelation 13:5, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So you see how they just line perfectly up with each other? That's how dangerous the 666 is. You know, God loves us so much, he's shown us exactly what it looks like. That's how much he loves us, right? Other people try to do all these calculations about the 666. Actually, thing is, God actually made it quite simple, folks. So we know exactly where it's going to come from. It's going to come from the Muslims, right? As Revelation 13:15 says, let's see. Okay, my bad. I already read that, so. So, let me see here. I'll be right back here. I gotta. Y'all just hold on. I want to see if I can show y'all something. The poor atheists, they have no idea. Reviewing. Let's see. Y'all just sit tight, Will. I want to show you.
If you think what happened.
You still there, Dr. Pizza? So again, you can show
الدابة التي تكلم الناس.
Let me okay. A good friend of mine sent me this video about a beast. He said in Islam that even when he was a kid, they used to watch movies about a beast that's going to come out the earth and speak. And that is the only prophecy I believe that's going to come to pass that's in the Quran, because it lines right up with the Bible. And God is warning about their wicked religion, Islam, right? The Bible shuts that down quickly. And a good friend of mine that's an Iranian sent me this video.
الدابة التي تخرج آخر الزمان تعتبر وفق ما ورد في المعتقدات الإسلامية من أهم علامات الساعة الكبرى التي تظهر في آخر الزمان قبل قيام الساعة، وهي تخرج عند فساد الناس وابتعادهم عن الله تعالى وكثرة معصيته.
They're going to worship the beast.
كما أن
so they showed the beast and men looking up and worshiping the beast who makes fire come down from heaven. Right here. And I showed this to an Israelite that didn't believe that Esau was the Saudi Arabians. But this proves it right here for sure. This is the beast kingdom. The only thing is, the Muslims think that the beast that's going to come from the earth and speak is good.
يخرج من مكة المكرمة ويعمل العجائب والخوارق مثل مخاطبة الناس ووسم وجوههم. وقد قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم:
no matter what you see, you're not supposed to take the mark. You're not put in the name of Allah on your body. Ain't that right, Wesley Curry?
أو كسبت في إيمانها خيرا. طلوع الشمس من مغربها.
When you see in them, I'm giving you a warning there, my atheist friend.
صفات الدابة التي تخرج في آخر الزمان
who you don't believe in shows us exactly what the 666 looks like. So I'm just telling you, do not put in the name of Allah on any part of your body, or your soul will be thrown into the lake of fire where it will burn forever.
ذكرها في حديث وأقوال تميم الدارية في قصة المسيح الدجال. وهذا القول منسوب إلى الصحابي الجليل عبد الله بن
All right. And another good way, because the atheists will try to tell you, oh, how do you prove the other religions? Then I can show you right here how the Bible, in 7 easy steps, how the Bible destroys both Islam and Mormonism. Because you have both the Quran and the Mormonism tells you to go back to the Bible. And what does the Bible say about them? Basically, it basically shuts them down. There's 7 easy ways to prove this. To prove that Islam comes from Satan and Mormonism comes from Satan, and it's the Antichrist beast religion kingdom that the Bible speaks of. So we got this, which is in the 666 Greek, which looks exactly like in the name of Allah in Arabic, which is the 666 here, right? Then step one, atheist guy, you listening? Look up this verse, Surah 568 in the Quran. Then after you read that, go to Genesis 16, 11 through 12. Talks about the curse of Ishmael. Then when you go to Genesis 28, 9, talks about Esau marrying Ishmael's daughter, right? Making them Esau as well. Then when you go to step 3, then look up Deuteronomy, Old Testament 13, 1 through 5. God talks about false prophets, right? So you got God talking about false prophets, those that gives a false prophecy what should happen, right? The Muslims believe if somebody gives a false, like, because Muhammad, he gave a false prophecy. Satan actually controlled his lips, and he said things that weren't biblical. Tell him to worship Allah and his 3 daughters, right? And he gets scared, right? Because it says in Quran 53. 19 through 20, and Muhammad gave praises to other gods, right? And he's getting scared. He's afraid because he sees Satan, that's described as Angel Gabriel, of course. He's telling him, "No, it's okay. All the prophets made a mistake like that, and God forgave them and stuff." Well, God made it clear that any prophet that gives a false prophecy, they surely ought to be put to death, because you're misleading other people, right? God doesn't play with that. But here you have the Quran saying God swept it on the rug when Muhammad accidentally gave praises to other gods. And Muhammad was scared. He thought God was going to punish him, right? He thought the angel Gabriel was going to punish him. But the Bible says people that do this should be put to death. But while the Muslims say that people that do that, like God will forgive them and all that, and it's okay and all that. But we just read here in Deuteronomy chapter 13, 1 through verse 5, that it isn't okay. And then when you go to step 5 here in 2 Corinthians 11, chapter 11, verse 14, it says, God warns that Satan can turn himself into an angel of light. So Satan, he can turn into an angel of light, right, and trick you. That's how we know that the angel Gabriel that visited Muhammad in that cave is actually Satan. He said an angel came in the cave and gave him a new gospel, right? Like it says here in step 6. On step 6 here, it says this is the Hadith of Bukhari 9:111 here. It says fake angel Gabriel chokes Muhammad. In fact, they said the angel Gabriel choked Muhammad 3 times in that cave. So you obviously can tell what's going on here. That ain't. We all know that there ain't no way that's the real angel Gabriel. That's Satan in disguise, tricking him. Because you never heard an angel choking Moses or Noah or any of his prophets. You never see him doing that. Or Peter or John. You never hear about an angel coming there and choking them. You know that was Satan in disguise. It's common sense, right? And step 7 here says, which is Galatians chapter 1, verses 8 through 9. It says, apparently if one looks at the 666 here, which is in Greek, and turns it sideways, one sees that what is translated is Bismillah, which means in the name of Allah in Arabic. It says, look below at the script in gold, not the round object. Focus on the UUU part. Muslims will recognize this, right? And the Muslims, of course, are wearing this now. Atheists, just tell the atheists this. In the name of Allah, which is written in Arabic, lines up with the 666 in Greek, right? This is the Greek number 666. This is in the name of Allah in Arabic. And they line right up with each other. You have the cross swords here. You have the snake with the scepter. And you have the sword with a dot here. And we see this Muslim lady right here wearing the 666 on her hand now. And remember, folks, it's the mark of the beast, not an RFID chip. So that was 7 easy ways to prove that. That was 3 easy ways to prove to an atheist, which is 3 steps. There's 3 steps to prove to an atheist that God exists. Let's review. It was, of course, it's the modern day. First, you have the modern day prophecy, proof the true Israelites exist, and number 3, the 666 beast kingdom number that Yah is talking about. And these are great ways to prove that. It's a great way to prove to the atheists prove that God exists. It's common sense. God made it that easy. So it just can't be denied. It's actually pretty simple. And I think these are the 3 best ways. Of course, you can hook them with the science thing, like with the DNA that actually proved who the Israelites were. And then we have all the 666 business that's going on in. All right, and Mormonism had the same thing. I almost forgot. Yeah, Mormonism is just like Islam, Hold on, let me this now. Yeah, Mormonism is in the same boat as Islam, because the creator of Mormonism, Joseph Smith, he was the one that he saw an angel too that gave a different gospel, just like the Quran did, gave a different gospel. And God tells us, even if it's from an angel of heaven comes and give you a different gospel, don't believe it. And that's how you know that both of them, that the Bible shut down both Mormonism and Islam in one verse here. He took them both out in 2 Corinthians verse 11, verse 14, because God warns that Satan can turn himself into an angel of light. And I heard that when Joseph Smith saw this angel that gave him a different gospel, the angel got revelations out of magical hat and underpants. So Satan was laughing at him when something's that goofy and ridiculous, So again, I'm sorry. I think I had it zoomed in too much here. But again, here's a 600. And the Muslims are wearing the mark of the beast right now, because you got the X600. You got in the name of Allah 6. Well, you got Allah's name here, which is the snake with the scepter 60, and then you got 6, right? So I guess that goes for my that about does it for my lesson here. So I just want to say thank you, Wesley Curry II, and of course Dr. Pizza for commenting. And I enjoy all of you who enjoyed the stream as well. I hope y'all receive this lesson. I pray that y'all receive this lesson, because it's quite simple that what Yah, it's quite simple to prove that Yah exists to atheists. They'll deny it, but there's even a science component to this. So we know God exists, right? So I'm thinking, like, I always thought like this would be the best way, like the 3-step way to prove that that God exists to atheists. So, and as you can see, this ain't no RFID chip, folks. This is real. People, like the Bible says, the mark of the beast. You can see that this woman has the mark of the beast on her hand right here, and this man has it on his forehead, showing who the real beast kingdom is. The beast nations are. So just want to say, well, as I was saying a while ago, just want to say thank you guys for watching. Remember to live every day in victory, and of course, cueing the victory music, victory fanfare. Okay, till next time, dudes and dudettes. And we are